Hey, buddy, what's happening? Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. No, Yarin, look, I'm super happy. Like, when I met you 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago, I was like, wow, you had like bright eyes. And I was like, okay, I had to connect.
A man with a vision.
Yeah, and also, you know, we had the 2021, was 2021, like the period of NFTs and crypto.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is just I have to talk to him. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. No. It's, I remember exactly. It was the beginning of the Metaverse. Not the beginning of the Metaverse, but it was like the discussion about it came to be really dominant. Everyone was talking about the Metaverse. And then I think it was like maybe right the same time Mark Zuckerberg was publishing the Facebook, changed the name Facebook from Facebook to Meta. And then the whole thing exploded. And then died.
And then I met you in Riberadillas, do you remember, on top? And I was like, oh man, we might have a project or something.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, and so first let's talk about the space because I see you're curious. So I'm gonna explain you the initial idea is a space for people to come and share their content. Really easy to produce their content. You see how quick we done it. Like 1-2 minutes. You know, you switch on, everything is ready. You press on a button. You can broadcast live, and basically what you have on the other side of that room is that controller desk, and you can direct between one of these cameras. And if you are asking me why I'm not doing it live, is when you do it live, you want someone to sit there and switching between the different angles. Which gives the cool, you know, what makes it so cool that you have a few cameras here and everything is switching. So that was this is the idea, and because I don't have anyone sitting with us over there at the moment, we're basically autopilot.
Yeah.
I'm taking the 3 cameras. And then later, I'm just doing a switching. I'm doing like a post-production, little post-production afterwards. I'm watching the whole thing from the beginning, and I'm doing a switching on the editing software.
So all 3 are recording at the same time?
All 3 are recording at the same time, but they're recording not on the camera. They're recording to a feed on a hard drive over there.
Okay.
So what's nice about it is on a regular session, let's say you and another person doing an episode about something, I would be sitting over there and I would be directing between the cameras. So you would receive an already edited file. And regarding the live thing, doing broadcasting live, we had here a couple of people this morning. We're going to do a podcast about it. One of them is Italian. You probably know Ivan, Sean. Ivan and Nadav, the DJs.
No, I don't know.
You don't know them?
No, not personally.
Yeah, so we had a discussion. We're going to do a podcast. And we're going to do like a broadcast live party from here. So
with
like
the music.
Yeah. So the DJ will be here. We're going to change the orientation of the desk. So the music will be here, and the DJ will be here. Wow. We'll have a few people over around the space, and like a 1 hour set DJ.
Let me know when it happens. I want to be.
I will let you know definitely. I think we're gonna brand it as like a secret.
Okay.
Secret. No. We just had this meeting today, and we are going to do the theme about it in the next couple of weeks and build it. You know, maybe it will start as a podcast, like we're talking about it, like a show, and then it evolves somehow
in a boiler room or something.
Yeah, exactly. This is our reference. This is how we got to that techno music.
Exactly.
To that techno music session we had.
Pyramids.
We had there.
No, great idea. As I was saying to you, like I think Eri said it was just waiting for this to happen. Like we have so many interesting people doing so many interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, Yarin, you just had the perfect idea at the perfect time. So
Amazing.
it's gonna work out, brother. It's gonna work.
Yeah. Thank you. No, I'm not stressed. I'm very happy. People are coming in every day, checking it out. Or I have a chance to talk to people and hear their ideas and connect to people. So it's also like a vector, center vector of ideas and like that. So this is with me.
Yeah.
So this is also something I'm enjoying,
Yeah.
but also as a business point of view, I think people that want to invest in their content and really produce something valuable for their companies or for their entrepreneurship or for themselves or whatever, they can use this place because the value they get for the amount of money they invest, it's immense.
And so at the end, they do this, and then you have the video recorded, and you give the file to them, and they publish the video wherever they want. Is that
yes, they can do whatever they want with the video. So imagine, let's say this is like a 45-minute session. They get an edited version.
Yes.
They can take it home, and they can take small teasers out of it. They can publish little parts. They can publish the whole thing.
Yeah.
They can re-edit it. They can do whatever they want. It's all flexible, but this is the product. And also we build the product to be. We have packages.
Yeah.
So it's like a one timer. You can come 1 time. You can come 4 times, which becomes cheaper. And then when you come to 10 times, it's the cheapest one because podcasting is something that
takes time
to you never really do a one podcast. Usually you need like 4, 5, 6 episodes. For example, if you want to do podcast about a certain subject, you can't tackle and explain the subject only in one episode. I mean, it would be a little bit two-dimensional, so you want more. So usually people want to do at least 4 episodes. And
but for sure, for people that are not like, yes, for sure, like for brands and
about you.
Yeah, what do you? I think like let's. What do you want to know? Like, why am I here? I'm Italian. Why am I here? And then we talk about metaverse.
I'm Italian.
Yes, kind of.
Actually, I'm really curious about your whole perspective on the metaverse, and I want to know why, when the whole peak back in 2021. End of 2021.
22 maybe, yeah.
It was the time when
end of 21. You're right.
Yeah, I think the peak was when Zuckerberg changed the name. This where everyone was crazy about it to Meta, or a little bit, couple of months after, a couple of months before, just around that time.
Yeah.
And it really went crazy, and then it's kind of like completely had a dive. I want to know, what do you think about that?
Sure.
And also, I want you to explain, whoever listen or watch this, what is the metaverse to you? What do you think it's the metaverse?
Yeah, good questions. So the first question was about the hype. So 2021, let's go back. So we had the hype of crypto, and then we had the hype of NFTs, and then we just discovered that some people were selling virtual lands as NFTs. So what's just the next step, right? As you know. So I think that's when the hype. And also, I was like searching that, and I found out that there was an artist, Krista Kim, that sold the NFT Mars house. You know that one or not?
Krista Kim, I don't. I know the one Beeper.
Yes.
Beeple. I know about Beeple.
He's the most successful NFT artist. But so Krista Kim, basically, she did like a video of a Mars house, a house in Mars, with actually a musician from Smashing Pumpkins, actually, I think.
Okay.
And so basically, she sold the NFT for $500,000.
Okay.
And I was like, I saw the video. I was like, I can do a better job. I really can.
And I want the $500,000.
And I want the $500,000 at least. and so that was like caught my attention. But that was just NFTs. It was not the metaverse yet. So the next step was like, okay, that was March 21. And then 3 months later, there was this, architects, which they're not even architects, they're 3D modelers. You don't need to be an architect in the metaverse, which we can talk about later. They also were designing on the central end virtual buildings for brands. I was like, what? Is that a thing? Like, what? some people are actually making work, like a job out of that. So, and that was when I just started to, and then at the same time, like you had like a few, one or two people on YouTube talking about this potential thing for architects. So I jumped in the hype moment, but to me it took a long time to learn actually the job, like from designing to 3D model to deploying, on the central end, for example. So it took me some time, but I have to say, like 2021 was not for me. It was just preparing. 2020. Okay, so the best year for me was this year.
2023.
Tell you.
Really?
Tell you. For everybody else it was 2022, but for me, maybe I was lucky for some reason or anything, but he saved my he paid my bills, let's say. He did. I don't have that $500,000.
Yeah, I understand. But the what do you mean? Explain. How does it work? So people basically pay you to design their homes in the metaverse.
Yeah, so so maybe because I'm trying to now see the portfolio of the works in my mind now to see what I did. So the very first building we did was an event space on spatial.io. And in that metaverse, you can deploy a building and you can have up to 50 people being there in the with avatars and have an event. And you have, like Eri said, you have like the logos and images and NFTs as well on sale. You can click and buy.
Okay.
And also you have the option to put music. So we have a DJ like Dope Steel from LA, and it was putting music there live, and it was super fun. It was super fun. So that was the first one. But then from there, it opened my eyes. What's like people are like more than like we had like hundreds of this space had like 1,600 people over I don't know 6 months before that. So the crazy thing was like, okay, I'm an architect and I am 32, and all these years, I've been like 90% of the buildings that I designed are not built. And seeing the metaverse, the people were actually enjoying it.
Your designs.
Yeah,
It's
in
amazing.
a virtual way, from wherever.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So then from there, it evolved a lot.
And which so it's like which worlds are you specifically? Because I know there is a few worlds. There is last time I checked, there is the Sandbox, the Decentraland, and there's a few others. Which worlds are the worlds where you design the houses for?
Yeah. So there are, every day. Back in until beginning of this year, every week you have a new world. I design in the ones that you can actually design on, that are publicly, and that you can actually deploy a building. Not in every metaverse you can deploy a building. Most of them are closed. And also, anyway, so to answer your question, is the Decentraland. Maybe I might forgot something now, but Spatial. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm gonna show you later. It's cool. Then I might forget. Innoverse, which actually is an experiment we are doing, like 5 people, and it's me and another 4 in Italy. It's a metaverse we are creating without crypto yet. And we don't sell lands. It's a metaverse for promoting the Italian territory and wineries of Italy. So basically, I design all the buildings of that metaverse, and we find like there was this Buttafuoco Story, which is a wine company in north of Italy, that bought one of the wineries that I designed. So. But that's a private metaverse, so that's kind of what we're doing. Yeah, and then I don't know, Sandbox, I didn't use it. Sandbox, I didn't use because it's very difficult for me to learn.
Because it's a different, it's like more cubes.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of architecture. But Decentraland you can really deploy models.
Yeah.
And was that a thing before you designed before you jump in on the metaverse, where you had some experience in crypto? I mean, do do you have some knowledge of blockchain?
Minimum.
So you are like bringing your idea is you bring your artistic point of view, and you learn how to attach the design you make, the 3D model you make, and to put that on a blockchain and on the metaverse.
Yeah.
In a way, right? Because this is what happens. You put a structure, a 3D model, and you basically attach it to an Ethereum code, and then it becomes part of the Ethereum blockchain, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, you're right. So there are many metaverses, and this is one of the options you can have. Like Spatial doesn't do that, for example, but there's an amazing one which is Monaverse. And Monaverse, your virtual buildings, you mint them as NFTs.
Yeah.
So the NFTs are not just images, but also are virtual spaces. And I just 2 weeks ago we just launched an amazing a pyramid in the metaverse, and I did in collaboration with a Brazilian architect. She's amazing. I believe that's the best virtual, mystical, educational space in the metaverse.
Which one, Monaverse?
The one that we did on Monaverse. I'm gonna show you later. It's this is a replica of the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. It's just it was just such a, and it's on sale for 8 Ethereum. So
the replica of the pyramid.
Yeah,
it's on sale for 8 Ethereum.
Exactly, it's on sale for 8 Ethereum, and you have a series of educational texts which teach you. Like who discovered that chamber, when, So you get like a full-on manuscript kind of like attached to that, like some sort of. It's like a game, right? When Assassin's Creed, you walk, and then you have like this series of like text that tells you, oh, this place is where Leonardo da Vinci drawn the painting or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
It's education.
Okay, so this one has some educational perspective to it. I understand. This is cool.
And it's also on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's one case. When you design in the central land, you just deploy a building in a virtual land, and the NFT is the land. It's not the building.
So you can have whatever you want on that land.
Yeah.
So you have the land, but the things, the models, the things that on top of it are not really NFTs.
No, they're not.
But maybe they can improve that. They can make on the central end.
Directly in the central end. Well, I don't know how, but
because every object eventually would become a thing. This is really interesting.
Actually, to make an example of this, we began doing. I say we because I began with a friend of mine. Then I'm on my own now. But we minted on OpenSea 4 small buildings. We started like that. Okay. For the central end, for a 1-by-1 parcel. And we sold one for $400 or whatever. 1 hour later, the guy who bought had the building already built in the central end. So the transaction, and he uses that as a virtual museum. So he puts his NFTs there.
Okay.
So, and the building is also an NFT now, right? Because it's an OpenSea NFT.
You can see the building on OpenSea, and just explain because this I mean, this world, this space, let's call it. So it's very vague for people who listens. So they need someone who will listen to that will need to get the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So everything is under crypto, or crypto is under or crypto is a different thing to the metaverse. Is it connected? Can you have a metaverse without crypto, or can you have crypto without metaverse? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Yes.
Can you separate between them, or they're in interchangeable parts?
Yeah, culturally, metaverse comes from the concept of crypto and blockchain, but it doesn't have to be. And we have so many private, we call it private metaverses, that they don't use any crypto, they don't use any NFT. The purpose of those metaverses is purely to show a custom brand virtual experience. Okay. Just to show that the avatar can go there, and you have Ferrari on the buildings in whatever, right?
Okay.
And so there is a lot of we say in Italy, fuffa. It's like there is a lot of things that are not really worth it in this. You have to be careful in actually investing in things that are actually that make sense to invest in. And it's very strange. It's very rare to find something that is actually okay. That's a promising project, and the Decentraland is one of them.
Decentraland is a promising project.
I think so. First of all, is a decentralized, autonomous organization. It's a DAO, so people vote. I'm not part of it, but people vote, and people manage. There is not like one, like big guy.
And
right?
how is the interface of Decentraland? Is it fun? Is it fun to play?
Well, it depends. Look, I think the purpose of the Decentraland is events. And they've done so many like Fashion Week or like AI Week. And they do events in the Decentraland. So yeah, you click, you go through like, what do you do? Like, I don't remember, like the play as a guest or play with your avatar, and your avatar can be also an NFT. Like my avatar is an NFT, and you go there and you with the keyboard, with the computer. This is all computer. Okay, this is you can't do with your phone, and you can't do with, or maybe you can with the
goggles.
thing.
Yeah, so you can. So okay, but this is just a technical thing. It might gonna be available on tablets or iPhone in the future.
Tablets, maybe the Decentraland, maybe it works. I've never tried.
But it will be because you have a computer. In why wouldn't Decentraland be available on?
Yeah,
if you
maybe.
can play Fortnite.
Exactly.
On your phone, why couldn't you play going to Decentraland from your?
I don't know. I haven't tried.
I'm just assuming they will probably looking into that.
Yeah. You were asking about the big picture, right? For the people that don't know what we're talking about.
like sort of, because sort of like what's the vision? What's the when I say the metaverse? Because I have my take, but
I'm actually curious about that.
So, I think that the metaverse is this. Like, it's not me and you here, but it's when people watch, when they will watch it. Because people, when they will watch this clip, they are in the metaverse. They have their iPhone, close to their face. They're interacting with something. They're pressing a like. They're writing a comment. They're swiping quickly. They're going out of the app, going into a different app, going to YouTube, hearing something, jumping into another place, commenting, changing the thing, sort of like. And I think this is the metaverse already existing with intellectual properties, with your Instagram, Facebook profile, TikTok. All of these are part of your metaverse being. And I think that the big brands, specifically, I would say Facebook, Meta, and Apple, are aiming towards those three-dimensional experiences, virtual reality experiences, and I think it will come, but I'm not sure when it will come. I think it will take time for people to get used to that, but I think the metaverse could take a different direction and become actually something more flat, more two-dimensional. Not saying there won't be three-dimensional models or anything. I think it will become something like we're experiencing today. Very instant, texty, very instant-orientated, very, like you don't. So like the thing what happens is you don't really think when you post a story. You think, but you're not really, you can just like intuitively send something to the universe, send something to the metaverse, send a message, whatever you want, like it could be political, financial, just a cool photo of your daughter, whatever. You just think, you don't think, it's nice, I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna share it. And then this is how you interact in this internet of things in this world. And I think we're already living inside. We're already in the metaverse, and I think the 3D, the whole 3D worlds and virtual reality is just a pre-notion. It's something like it's almost like how do you say that? Like something that is like
Embryo.
yeah. It's not there. It's kind of like, and you don't really know what will come out from the belly. You know, if it's an embryo, you don't really know. It's like something that we are projecting towards, but we are not really sure how it will look like. Like how would it be actually in this virtual world, and when really it will happen. I think it will take space, but I'm not sure in what capacity.
I think I agree almost 100% with what you say, basically. But one thing is to say, like the virtual reality aspect and the 3D, it's not going to substitute our experience. It's just one more layer of interactiveness. So let's say that instead of you having your face and have a call with your face, you train an avatar to talk like you, and you train an avatar to behave like you. So you don't have to attend those meetings on yourself.
Okay.
And that's one idea. And I think that's what Zuckerberg wants to do, because he must have so many meetings every day to do that he doesn't want to make, you know.
Yeah, but what's the point? So you have assistants. You can produce assistants. So this is pretty crazy. So you can use AI technology to produce your assistants to go to all kinds of meetings. And imagine they were like, you know, you have today one guy I'm doing. You're doing a podcast for you over there. One guy is going to do a meeting online. So like, and how does? But he needs eventually, he or anyone would need to register all that data back. So you see what I'm saying? Like, let's say for example, if you have 8 meetings a day, okay, and you wanna you only wanna go to 2, so your avatars will go to the other 6. So then, how would you take all that data in? Well, you will need to sit and watch, or you will need to have some sort of a briefing.
Exactly. You have a briefing, which is synthesized by the avatar itself, by the assistant itself, and then they send you, oh, this is the recap of the meeting. It's just one sentence or 2.
Yeah. So what happens if the avatars go to a meeting with only avatars?
Well, good question.
So me and you want to have a meeting, okay? And you.
That's AGI, right? That might be the creature that we are building.
Yeah. So, but maybe me and you want to go to a meeting, but you don't want to go to the meeting, and I don't want to go to the meeting, and we both bring on AI, our avatars AI to the meeting.
It's a bit ridiculous, but
yeah. So and they're like sitting there, you know, like behaving like us, you know. And what's the outcome?
Point?
And then they're like and we get a brief like, okay, Leo said da 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 da, Yarin said da 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 da. Okay, I mean,
it needs to. Sorry, go on.
No, it needs to be. So it's like, I think it needs to be more flesh and bones. It's kind of like, if I don't want to meet you in person or and really want to spend my time, and I want my avatar to go, and you don't want to meet me anyway, so maybe we should cancel that meeting. You know what I'm saying? If I really want to meet you, I want to meet you. You know, I'm gonna dedicate time, and so what's the point? You know, if it's like, if it all comes down to a text, so you just text me. So it's kind of.
I agree with you.
So just text me, hey, you know that project we talked, 3 points.
Yeah.
You know, why should we hope? You know, if it could be. So I think this is what I was getting. So I'm thinking people are getting more instant, and everything is like. So I instead of having this whole mambo jumbo technology of 2 robots meeting each other, and you get eventually a small paragraph of text, you just text me.
Yeah.
And this is the WhatsApp is for me one of the biggest metaverses ever.
Metaverse.
Yeah, because people are there texting. It's super simple. It's like 1990s technology in a way. You know, of course it got better,
texting.
but. Yeah, it would just text, and you would be able to add on or Discord, or
Yeah,
you can add a little room within a room and kind of like
Yeah.
have private texts and you can exchange valuable things inside WhatsApp. I can
Yeah.
send you like an Ethereum inside
Inside
or
WhatsApp?
something
Not
like
yet.
that. Something like that.
But
By the way, you
yeah.
remember we talked about that Instagram connecting your NFTs?
Yes, I remember.
And they canceled that.
They canceled it. Yes.
They canceled it. It
I was
wasn't
not
successful.
Yes, I wasn't expecting, because normally people will use the social media to flex, but the thing is that it was not mainstream NFTs.
No.
They're never mainstream.
No.
So why flexing if nobody cares, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So for me, to go back a little bit, like Metaverse to me makes sense for designers to show their skills as designers and to work with brands and to organize events for brands and independently from it's just for the fun. It really is. It really is. Have you I don't know if have you been in like a Metaverse event or something?
Depends. I was in all kinds of online events,
Okay.
but I wasn't in a formal 3D walking inside.
Okay.
No, haven't.
Okay. Well, that's very fun because you can walk and then you can talk to people, to avatars, but they're real people. And then sometimes if you have a camera set on, you have an avatar with the small video of yourself on top of the avatar.
Yeah. So he
People can
gets.
see you.
Yeah.
People can see you. I met so many interesting people, really, like CEO of this company, of that company, and talking about their business. Like similar to what we are doing here, but with other like 50 avatars.
Yeah.
And they can all be there
Simultaneously.
Be there simultaneously from wherever they are.
I understand.
Yes, not from China maybe because I never saw any like from Asia, maybe Korea or Japan, but not much from China. It's just fun. And also, so I've been talking to brands here in Ericeira and Lisbon. Let's say that they all recognize the potential of like a gaming experience of the brand itself, right?
Yeah, this is interesting.
So imagine that you have I'm not going to mention, but you have like a big business here in Ericeira that wants to build their own gaming experience, and you have the avatar like surfing,
Yeah, I get it.
And the avatar, when it surfs well, it wins a prize, which can be an NFT.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see why not. Like the technology is there, but the thing is that this is probably what you were saying, is that the hardware is still a computer, it's still a laptop or a smartphone. Like still the same that we are using for Web 2.
Yeah.
We didn't do the hardware step to the Web 3, right?
Yeah.
We have the software we have.
Yeah, okay.
We have Unreal Engine, but I can't use it because we don't have the hardware strong enough to support a space with Unreal Engine with other 100 million people. I don't know, like 100 people instead.
It's interesting you mentioned that. So have you experienced with the new goggles, the Apple goggles, or no?
They're gonna come out next year.
But they said there is a price tag already. No.
The price, yes, there is. But if you want,
you can't buy.
No, I don't think you can buy now. You can order them.
You can order, but not buy. I understand. Yeah. It's interesting. It's very interesting. It's very. I'm very curious. And Meta and Facebook already put their. You can use them. Oculus or.
It's called Meta Quest, right? No, is it? I'm not an expert in like this.
The hardware.
Yes, I haven't yet. But
yeah, so it's I've seen Facebook has had 1 or 2 or even 3 generation of them.
It's Meta Quest 3, I think, the latest.
The latest one, and Apple have a brand new one which looks really cool.
It's the Apple Vision Pro. It's called.
Apple, it looks really cool.
It's $3,600 or something.
Yeah, but come on, it's like cutting edge. It's really cool, and that's a thing. If you would you be able to use it as a phone?
The Apple Vision Pro. As a phone, you mean like to text? No, you don't need to text. With
No, no, no.
right?
But I'm saying, like, I'm thinking about, I'm like brainstorming with you,
yeah.
like, because people buy a phone every few years, 2, 3, 4 years. If you can exchange the phone to some sort of a device, like a glass, or some sort of goggles that work as a phone, that you can do calls with, that works, that serves you as the same as what an iPhone would do.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I don't.
But you
like
get
that.
my idea, and then you have a market, because then you say people, okay, instead of investing this year $1,000 in a phone, which people do all the time, I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna invest in those new goggles.
Yes. So the at least the Apple Vision Pro, there are like some hardware already limits. Let's say so the battery, like I don't know, 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
Then you have like 14 cameras, 14 cameras. They track your eyes. They track where you click with your eyes. You don't need, you don't use your hands. Eventually, I'm sure you can like text in a way people from the Apple Vision Pro, right? Why
No,
not?
I'm sure you would be able to do that with this crazy technology. But I'm just thinking about a niche market for because if you as you said 3,600 blah blah dollars for the Apple Vision Pro. So instead of buying a new phone and Apple Vision Pro, you need to be extremely wealthy to put this amount of money on 2 devices. You can just make one device for 3,500 US dollars, and then you can win 2 devices at one, and then it will be a more you basically lower the barrier entry.
Yeah, but I think these people just buy it just for fun. I don't think they buy it because they.
But you don't want only the rich people to buy it for fun. You want you want it to be mainstream.
With 3,600, I don't think that's the strategy for them for that product.
Yeah, now. Of course, this is cutting edge, but you want you want it to be. So I'm thinking, I'm just a thought here. I'm thinking that if this will take off, okay, let's do it like this. You see, you have the iPhone Pro Max, most expensive, 1 terabyte memory, blah blah blah, most expensive one, and then you have the cheapest iPhone you can get. It's still an iPhone, still has a camera, it's still a wonderful phone, you still can work with it very well, like the SE models or the cheapest one with the colors. I don't remember exactly the models, but you can definitely use them. And I'm just saying, okay, you have now the Apple Vision Pro, and if Apple would want to be smart about it, they would push the Vision Pro, push that market, and then try to make the Apple Vision Pro series, the Goggle series, overtaking the iPhone series. So people would, instead of investing in a phone, they would invest in a set of goggles that do both things combined: work as a phone and work as a virtual.
Yeah. So to I think to complement your thought in this case is like you have augmented reality and mixed reality, which is what Apple I think wanted to do. Because those experiments like Meta is doing with the Ray-Ban, I don't know if you said, like they do Ray-Ban and stuff. They have augmented reality, and the ultimate thing is Elon Musk putting a chip in your brain, and then you see actually things in your like actual retina.
Yeah,
in your eye, and that's scary. And I don't want that future. Like I don't really want it. I don't want why? Like I don't want a chip in my brain too, and I want to be free, right?
Yeah. I think this is a step forward. Injecting, combining organic material, which is like us, like organic beings, with pieces of technology. It's basically like we're creating robots, like organic robots. Yeah. I don't.
Well, like so many diseases or things like there are, for medical. Imagine like for medical use. We already put artificial stuff in our bodies. like you broke your knee, you do some stuff, you break, like there is something happening.
Yeah, you can put nails. You can not nails. You can put screws inside your hair, and your
so
your
for
knees.
medical use, is the chip. Elon Musk is doing that because of the medical use. But then the next step is like, okay, let's say that you don't use that just for medical use. You use that for business use. And that's when it becomes big. I hope we're not going to go into that future. So the metaverse for me, again, is just a pure artistic and beautiful place for designers to experiment their ideas and to work without gravity, without, put the colliders wherever you want. It's just, you're so free. It's really just artistic
I see. So for you, it's more like the freedom of design.
Yes. I don't see, I'm not in love with the technology itself. I love the freedom that gives me to show people and have them, even virtually, in something cool that I think is cool.
I understand. That's beautiful. And can I ask you about your what's your passion about the pyramids? What's so interested to you? Because that's really everything you go, you see, you talk about pyramids and you publish about the pyramids.
Yeah, Yarina, in fact, for asking. It's just, I was very young. When you're young, you fall in love with something and then you forget. And then 30 years or 20 years after, you remember, what have I done with my time? I was actually passionate about that. I left it there, right?
Yeah.
And so I discovered 3 years ago, I rediscovered my passion about ancient Egypt. I was like, since I was very, very young, I loved ancient Egypt. So I started to study a lot, history first, and then I came to architecture and I studied ancient Egyptian architecture, and I found it so contemporary. And I don't just find it so contemporary, I find it super, it can speak to us because everything that is left is spiritual. It's just spiritual, like it's just religious buildings. And I think as a West, maybe we can talk about religion. I don't know if we want, but as a West,
we can talk about everything you want.
Okay. Well, I believe that the West world has lost a little bit of the connection with the spiritual realm in a way. Doesn't necessarily have to be religious, but it's just a spiritual thing, like connections that goes beyond the material, right? Would you agree? So that's why I'm fascinated by ancient Egypt, because they produce the best religious buildings in the world, I think.
Would I agree about? I think there is so much stimulus for the average Westerner every day, and so much data and so much being attacked by so many distractions and so much stimulus, as I said. I think you loses your inner your inner center of gravity, your inner voice. And I don't know about religion. I'm not a religious person, but I can say that this inner voice is this vector of spirituality, this thing that tells you this is wrong, this is morally wrong, this is good, is losing its focus in Western societies. A little bit, I would agree, a little bit. Yeah.
Well, so that's when you have feeling lost in a way existentially. That's when you have people going a little bit back and go to ancient texts or ancient stuff. And as an architect, I find the ancient buildings the best because first, they're handmade. Second, 100% sustainable. Third, they're locally made with local resources. Fourth, they biodegrade. Five, they have to be maintained, so they have to be taken care of. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So 5 concepts just in 1 second now of what ancient Egypt and Rome and Greece and all, I'm just mentioning, even South America, right? Whatever ancient, and ancient Egypt I mean, have you been like, I don't know if you've been in Cairo or something?
No.
Okay,
Unfortunately, I was in Cairo only at the airport. I never actually went down. So you been?
Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly. So 2 years, wait, when was it? Ah, yeah, my God, this is a story. But I was designing a house in like Saudi Arabia for like Egyptian architects for 1 month. Like I had this project for 1 month, and I told them, look, you either like pay me like whatever, or you buy me a ticket to go to Cairo, and I visit Cairo, and I go there and work with you. They accepted the second offer, so okay, I'm gonna. This was during COVID.
Okay.
So it was like, it was kind of crazy. And then I got COVID even there. So I missed the opportunity to go to Luxor, unfortunately, and Aswan, which is South Egypt.
So you didn't went to the pyramids?
But I spent the whole month in Cairo. So I went to the pyramids. There are 108 pyramids in Egypt. So the main ones that everybody knows are the ones in Cairo, the Giza. There are 3 major ones, okay?
Yeah.
Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure. But then you have others, like half an hour from Cairo. You have so many like cemeteries and necropolises, and also they have pyramids, like Abu Sir, Abu Ghurab, and you have Dashur. My God, Dashur is... So Dashur, they have the Bent Pyramid, which was like... it's a long story, I'm gonna... But, so the fascination about the pyramids is like, when you enter, like... it's up to you, like, but I think when the Great Pyramid, at least the Giza one, when you enter and you come out, I came out as I did something in my life that was actually like a check thing, I was like, I feel like, wow, my existence in that little second made sense. Mm-hmm. Made sense. That was it.
Yeah, no, don't worry. It's the
it's the toilet.
Yeah, no, it's different. It's the air conditioning system, but doesn't register on the sound. Yeah, go ahead. Listen.
Yeah, so you imagine. So that's so when a building does that effect to you, I'm an architect. I'm supposed to make you feel that every time you go home. I'm supposed to design something that you feel like, oh my God, I feel home, I feel safe, I feel good, I feel like my life makes sense, Yeah. And that pyramid does it. And to me, at least, did. So many people just go, oh, it's just empty, whatever. Like.
What's inside?
So the Great Pyramid of that one specific.
The biggest one. What's
the biggest one? You have 3 chambers at least, because let's just stick with what we know. So you have 3 chambers, one subterranean, like 100 meters down, and you go there with a tunnel 1 by 1 meter. You have to really climb down. You are out of breathing as well. So you have like tunnels, 3 chambers, and shafts. Shaft is like a small, like 20 by 20 void that goes all the way from the interior of the pyramid to the exterior.
Okay.
In the king's chamber. But in the queen's chamber, which is the one down, lower, they don't reach the outside, and they never reach the inside. So they're a complete mystery, these shafts. And last week, Zahia Was, which is the main Egyptologist in Egypt, he just announced that they will open finally those shafts and see what's beyond. It's a long story, but anyway. So inside of the Great Pyramid, there is an enigma. That's what it is.
Wow, I like
it's
it.
True.
I like it. I like that. It's a really good answer. But you've been inside and you traveled in those tunnels?
Yeah, so the subterranean is it's closed. You can go there just with special permission. The Queen's Chamber is also closed. It was when I was there. So you go in the so-called Al Mamun tunnel, which was it's a long story. We're not going to do it. So basically, it's a tunnel, and then you find the so-called ascending corridor, which is like 1 by 1 meter. Like you go there very out of breathing, etc. And then you access.
So you crawl.
Yeah, kind of. Like you don't go with the knees, but almost. Okay. And then once that corridor finished, you have this huge grand gallery, 8 meters tall, 40 meters long, and inclined, made of blocks of stones up to 20 tons. Now, 20 tons are 35 SUVs for 1 block. And this is the mystery. How in the world...
How they did that?
How did they lift it, those ones?
How did they lift it? Who built it?
Well, the Egyptians.
The Egyptians.
Yes. Because we know how rough the construction is. It's very precise, it's very accurate to north, it's unbelievable construction, but the core of the pyramid is done with rubble, with stones that are not very,
Was it made by Egyptians or Egyptian slaves or Egyptian workers that designs?
For a long time it was believed that it was the Jewish that did the pyramids, right? Because of the Bible. The Bible was like the source of history for all the West.
This is what we learned. We learned that the maybe not all the pyramids, but they built some of them in part of their enslavery times in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, well, that was the medieval times.
Oh, way before medieval.
No, the medieval that was the belief, the main belief that the medieval people had, that the pyramids were built by the Jewish in slavery. Okay, but then archaeology comes over and it's like, well, there is no evidence of that first, and second, we actually have the village of the pyramid builders across the road. Okay, so we know it was the Egyptians. And we have papyruses, which says, oh, this block was shipped from that quarry specific to the Pyramid of Giza. So we know it were the Egyptians. And they were well fed. They were not slaves. That's why because we can analyze the bone structures.
Okay. So there was most probably was Egyptians living in building it for the Pharaoh family.
Yeah. So back then they didn't call the Pharaoh; they called kings because Pharaoh is a Greek name. It means the royal house. So Pharaoh, when we use the royal Pharaoh, they didn't. It's just kings and queens for them. So the idea is that the pyramids were tombs, but unfortunately, somebody would really love to have found a body inside of a pyramid. But unfortunately, we have a small fragment of a body of a fifth dynasty, old kingdom in Abu Sir, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, those pyramids were robbed in antiquity. So a lot has been
removed.
Also, the enigma is that in the Great Pyramid of Khufu, you don't have any inscriptions. You don't have any hieroglyph. You don't have anything. It's just totally. It doesn't have any text. When one dynasty after, the pyramids inside, they start to have stars in the ceilings and the hieroglyphs everywhere. Oh, this is the Pyramid of Unas. I wish the king to go in the afterlife, very happy. But in the Pyramid of Khufu, the great one, it's empty. So for a long time, it was believed to have been done. It was an enigma behind. Okay, yeah, it was done for the king, but almost there is a possibility that it was not a tomb. But then they found in the 19th century, an English guy just came there with dynamite and exploded some stuff, and they found some graffitis inside, which was quarry marks from people that actually built the pyramid. So it's Egyptians.
No, I got that it's Egyptian, but built for the kings. I'm not. I have zero knowledge, and I'm not. So let me just what I do know, but according to as you said, I'm not arguing in favor of the ancient Israelites who built that, but I'm thinking that if we do want to talk about that, there's probably a probability if there was ancient Israelites in the land of Egypt back 3,000 years ago, they might have built something else.
Well, everything else.
I'm just. Something else could be like a town somewhere. Could be a palace somewhere. Could be
a town of the Israelites in
a
Egypt.
Town for the pharaoh for the king family.
Yeah, they did. The problem is that the palaces, we don't have those traces, at least in the Old Kingdom. We don't have anything else rather than tombs. That's everything we got.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
No, I know. There is the archaeology of that time is very, very lack of knowledge. Yeah, of course, 300-year-old.
3,500. 4,500.
Yeah. It comes around pretty from what I've learned. It comes around pretty close with the timetable of the ancient Israelite history, but doesn't necessarily means that they were specifically the ones who
Yeah.
who built the pyramids. It could be that they did something else.
Well, so first of all, like it depends which time you refer. Like if you refer to the time of Moses, maybe was under Ramses II, and under Ramses II, no pyramids. That was New Kingdom. It's recent. It's recent history.
Yeah.
But we are talking about the biggest buildings, and they did it 1,500 years before that time. Maybe it was the time of what, Joseph, or I don't remember. the names.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Doesn't make a lot of sense because so you know pretty good that because
little bit.
you
They're
investigate
connected.
that because what's the, so the story says that Joseph was sold or was caught by a group of barbaric tribe.
The tribe was it's his own brothers.
Yeah,
His
no.
own family.
His brother. It's true.
Okay,
His brothers hated him because he was the favorite, the youngest favorite son or something, and they took his shirt and put blood, something like that, and made to convince Jacob, his father, that he died. This is
Yes,
what, the
yes,
brothers, the
yes.
other brothers of Joseph, but then he was caught by Canaanites or some sort of a barbaric. They throw him somewhere or sold him somewhere, and then they bought him, and then they sold him off to the Egyptian kings, something like that.
He went to prison in a way, but he got out of prison because he was interpreting
Dreams. Yeah, this is what I heard. He interpreted dreams, and he lived in Egypt, and then the whole family came. He brought the whole family, and they lived for a few generations, but not. I don't think they lived there for 1,500 years.
No, maybe 400, right?
Yeah,
Was
couple
it?
of hundreds of years, a few generations. So let's say 10.
But in that time, we are able to estimate more or less by the generations. We were able to estimate more or less the time of Joseph, and that might have been the Middle Kingdom. And in that time, no pyramid. I mean,
I'm not arguing they built the pyramids.
Okay,
That's
right.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out the timetable with you because you
Yes.
know the timetable. It seems like you know it quite well. I don't know it. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you what I know from the story.
Okay.
So you think if there was a person named Joseph, you think there was about 300-400 years between Joseph and Moses? Let's say.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe I mean to do the math now. So Moses was the time of Ramses II.
It makes sense that Moses was the time of Ramses.
Well, the son of Ramses, or one of the sons, was Meremta. And Flinders Petrie, an English archaeologist, found a stele, a piece of stone, which says, yes, Meremta went to Canaan and
I heard about
kicked
that.
the ass of of the tribe called Israel. Okay?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
the very first ever archaeological document we have on ancient Israel.
Yeah. It's true. And
And it's in Cairo Museum.
I heard about it. And how old is that stone?
So this is the time of Ramses II. So I might confuse dates here, but it's definitely like 1,300, like something like that, BC.
BCE.
Yeah,
Before.
yeah,
So 3,300 years,
ago. Yeah.
let's say.
Yeah.
It makes so this is,
Yeah.
and the pyramids were already built.
The pyramids were 1,200 at least older than that time.
Wow. So you really
So maybe Joseph, I don't know if made it back then.
no doesn't make any sense. Probably Egypt was already a thriving empire by that time. Or
Yeah.
a thriving society, a thriving community.
They had three big periods. They had the Old Kingdom, amazing. They had the Middle Kingdom, also amazing, and the New Kingdom, also amazing. That's the peak. They had three major peaks.
Yeah.
Okay, on 3,000 years.
And you think that the time of the ancient Israelites were around the Middle Kingdom.
Middle Kingdom. Like Joseph time.
Joseph to Moses time.
Moses is like New Kingdom. Yeah, so you have like 1,000 maybe or 500. I don't know. Like I can't make the math now, but
Okay. I get it.
definitely centuries.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. Interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
man. I mean, I've dived. When you dive into ancient Egypt, you can't not dive also in a little bit of ancient Israel. So They just connected.
Yeah, you did some because you know about that stone. It said something about what they say exactly that stone. They say something.
It was quite brutal.
Yeah, we killed Israel. It's I don't don't worry. 3,500 years ago, we survived.
No, I'm happy. But everybody.
Like they say something like we demolished all his seed, something like that. Something like that.
But I don't remember exactly because I can't read hieroglyphs yet.
Yeah. But it's in hieroglyph. Yeah, and this is the first. I heard about it.
The first ever, and it's in Cairo Museum. Is actually you can see it is there. But next year is gonna open the new museum in Cairo, the biggest. I think it's the biggest museum in the world, something like that. And all the things from Cairo Museum will go there, and this museum is in front of the pyramid.
Oh wow!
Which I mean, the cool thing is that if you are on top of the pyramid, you see the museum like. It's almost hidden, okay? So it doesn't impact too much the landscape, which is cool enough.
Can you today? I remember there was a time I thought with a friend, hey, we should invest and buy an apartment overviewing the pyramids.
It's the cheapest you can get in Cairo.
Yeah?
It's super criminal. Giza is a super poor area.
Yeah?
So yeah, it might I mean, I don't know. It feels like a lawless country in a way.
Yeah. What's your impression from
tough, man. It's just tough. I mean, army everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere. In McDonald's, you have people with. You can't. 30 million people in one city. 1 million people living in a cemetery called the City of the Dead.
Really?
Like it's a mess, and for the West, I was there during COVID, so no tourists. So imagine. I was just the only one even talking in English.
How did you manage?
Meditation.
No, but was it? Can you say it was? I assume they were pretty welcoming. I mean.
They were amazing. Yeah. They're amazing. They are. So, I mean, it's a long story. The first night, the guy gave me his house. Basically, I was sleeping in his house, like on my own, like. It was just amazing. But then you go out from the house and you don't have anything. Like I want a dinner, but there isn't anything to make to eat. Like you have maybe a local shop which sells you like croissant, like from plastic, So because I was living like in that house was like almost Giza, so it was a bit. But then I went to the city center, and the city center is a little more like easy. So you have like shops, and you eat like Egyptian food is amazing. It's Middle East food. Like it's not very specific in a way, koshari or like this. You have like lentils and those sausages, and also like this almost pizza like focaccia things that you fold and you eat. It's just amazing food.
Yeah, and good tea.
Good tea, good coffee. They call it Turkish coffee.
Which
I
know.
You like?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
No, but then after 1 month, I was extremely happy to be here.
It was the Ottoman Empire who brought that coffee all over the Middle East. This is why they call it Turkish coffee. It came from Turkish. When you drink it and you have on the bottom.
The curcuma, right? Is the bottom?
No. It's just the powder. It stays on the bottom and kind of creates like a coffee ground.
Yes. But that's actually the powder of the coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
And it's and they are and the Ottoman Empire, and they had that coffee, and this is what This is what.
Yeah, my Middle East man. Unfortunately, the situation is what it is, but I'm super fascinated about all of that part.
Yeah, of course, it's a beautiful part of the world. It's very tough, as you said. It's a very tough area. Yeah. I hope for better days.
For sure. In Cairo, they're building a new city to the east, okay? Called New Cairo.
New Cairo.
You should check it on Google Map. It's absolutely, it's unbelievable.
Yeah?
It's pharaonic. It's unbelievable. It's huge. Like, it's a new, huge city. And I don't know where the money comes from, but it's just a new city.
Amazing.
Well... I hope the people will actually have. For who is that city?
Yeah,
like, it's because it's huge. Like who
will live there? Who would have the money to afford?
Yeah, Because the poor ones will stay in Giza, bro. I don't know who knows the future, but and the Nile.
Yeah,
The
have you
Nile.
been?
Yeah, well, you can kayak a little bit in Cairo with on the Nile.
Yeah. What's the water quality?
Expected worst.
Expected worse.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's Africa, right?
Yeah.
But I expected worse. I mean, you can't drink it, right?
No.
But I expected
You
worse.
wouldn't swim in it.
No. But you can kayak. There are no crocodiles there. The crocodiles are down in Luxor or Aswan.
Yeah.
So, but the people are... I was afraid.
And the weather is hot, huh?
Well, I was in January, so a perfect time. Perfect time. January is perfect.
Was some rain?
No.
No rain?
It doesn't rain for like 5,000 years. It's very rare to rain. But I was afraid, like culturally, like the thing about women and stuff, and like I don't know how to behave. You know, I'm not in my country. I'm in somebody else's house, and I don't know the rules. And so you don't know what people can take it offensive or something.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
I get it.
And as an Italian, expensive, like I don't know how to say, like
Expectancy. Yeah, you expected.
no, as an Italian, like expansive guy. Like I'm a like enthusiast. You know, I talk and things.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where my limit. You know.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I understand. I had another question for you before we wrap it up. Ericeira. What do you find so fascinating about here? Why did you choose this little dot on Google Maps?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you the same question later because I also wanna know. Well, I was living in Lisbon and I was not very happy, so then I moved to Sagres and I discovered surf and I fell in love with surf and I fell in love also with the expat community and I was like, okay, I can stay in Portugal under those conditions, let's say, under the, like, in an international community in a way, like, if you know what I mean. Because in Lisbon, yes, it is an international community, but I don't know. I felt I needed more international stuff. I don't know, people. And I was working in a hostel back then. So I was like in a gap year, I don't know, sabbatic. I met Oliver. I mean, Oliver, it's a dentist here, and he talked me about Ericeira. Why don't you come to Ericeira? You can be an architect again because here they build buildings, you know. And I was like, okay, well, I love Sagres. I want to be in Sagres, but they don't build anything in Sagres because it's an old natural park. Thanks God, like great. They don't build because they don't ruin the landscape. But here, eventually, in Mafra, one of my dreams was always to design by the sea and live by the sea. And you have the waves, and you have the international community, and and there is a fertile ground for architecture and building. And I hope I can soon contribute in the physical world and not just in the metaverse.
Yeah, to the horizon. To the horizon of Ericeira.
Yeah, because most of the buildings that you see, they're just done with speculative intent. And it's okay. We live in the capitalist world, we play the game, and this is what it is. But I want to, I consider myself as might sound a bit arrogant, I don't know, but I want to consider myself as an artist and not just as a designer, okay? So the commissions that I get, I'm very specific, and I want to contribute to Ericeira and Mafra and whatever I build with a mindful design, with a mindful, an artistic approach. I don't just want to build. I want to do things that I believe in. So this is why I'm not yet a millionaire or something.
It will come, Good things happen to good people, Leo.
Bad things happen also to good people.
That's true.
But anyway, this was actually a good finish line, your one.
Yeah. But it's true. Sometimes, life is also very not unfair.
Yeah.
You can be the best person in the world, and you can face a tragedy. Yeah.
Oh, well. We do like this on it.
Yeah, I know. But this is just a mere dream of reality. This is how it is, part of life.
Yeah, we want to be the best people that we can be, and I'm doing my best. Like I'm also, have my own. I think everybody has their own limits in how good you can be, and I think the spiritual side of Erisera also can help to rediscover a little bit the connection within you and the human connection that you can have with others without the ego involved. Let go of the ego a little bit because
You think there is a spiritual side here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't you?
I wouldn't say. I don't find Erisera so spiritual.
Okay.
I don't find it spiritual. I think it's cool.
Okay.
I think it's a cool place.
Okay.
I think it's a strategic. It's located strategic, very close to Lisbon, very close to the airport, very close to all kinds of it's almost like in the heart of Portugal, but on the coast.
Yes. So you've been to more spiritual places in your life, or like cities or towns? I don't know. But Bali for sure. I mean, I don't know if you've been.
Look, I've been to Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a spiritual place.
Yes, yes.
People are very connected to spirituality over there, and it's another question. What is spirituality? You can be spiritual. Okay. The thing is, you can be spiritual in the middle of New York City. You can be you can be on the mountain in Tibet, and you can be an egotistic maniac. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think spirit is something inside of the people. I don't think it's well, the objects and the architecture and the surroundings affect your inner spirit, maybe to come out in a way. I don't take a place and make it and say it's spiritual. I wouldn't say that. But if you talk about spiritual places, like so for instance Jerusalem, so there is something that's called Jerusalem syndrome, where people are hanging around Jerusalem for a while, and they just become like, they think they're like the next Jesus, the next Messiah. They're like, Christians, Muslim, Jews, whatever, any kind, from everywhere you come. You just come there and you think, after a couple of days, you're like, you have a discovery, and you're like, you want to tell.
Well, isn't this actually a good, like, I don't know, a positive thing for you or not? Like, I mean, if you take the ego side apart, might be good.
No, it's the effect of the place that has on people. It's not. It's the effect of the place on the people. It's not necessarily good or bad, but it's just what it is. You don't want, if you talk about religion, you don't want people to be a false messiah. You don't want people claiming that they are bringing the new word of God. And eventually they're bringing nothing but their own insanity,
So you have those like gurus that.
Oh yeah. Of course, this is what I said. This is the Jerusalem syndrome.
Okay.
People are becoming crazy, and they think they're bringing,
that's just too much, maybe.
Yeah, they're just hanging there around, around the things, and they just, and this is what happens, and it's a bit crazy.
Yeah, okay. Well, then when the fanaticism behind the religion, that's something that I'm not very fan of. But when religion actually can not teach you, but gives you when religion can give you an insight of what it is to conduct a good life and a good relationship with others, that's, I think, the useful thing about religion.
Absolutely. No, I understand. It's a moral guide. It's a moral guide.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit contradictory, right? Because sometimes, referring to the Bible is also a bit contradictory. Sometimes you have like, how can this be just, right?
This is crazy because the morals were completely different.
Yeah, it's true.
Back then.
fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, good talk, man. Absolutely,
I
very
also
interesting.
liked it. I also liked
We
it.
should do it again anytime. And thank you for coming and keep me update on your projects and everything.
Yeah, my pleasure, really. It was really nice. We talked metaverse, pyramids, and religion in the end. Nice to see you again.